So now it's time to add list of lessons. Let's switch over to the editor and create UL element right here with one li item for now, where I'm going to put the name of the first lesson of the current playlist. This will be a link because this lesson name should be clickable. And actually I'm going to put one more element inside this A element. So let's wrap the lesson name within span element. And right next to this one, I'm going to put another span with the duration of this lesson. Of course, there are no styles applied to those elements yet, so let's start adding classes to make those lesson items look like this. I'm going to make font medium for this name and truncate the text, because if this name will be too long, I would like to shorten this name and have an ellipsis at the end. The color of the duration will be slightly lighter, gray with a shade of 500. And then I'm going to make this link flexible container to position elements in a center vertically, and just to put both of those elements as far as possible from each other within this container, I'm going to apply justify between class. Then we're going to stretch this link so it covers all available widths within its parent element. The paddings will be 3 units. The text of the color will be indigo with a shade of 700. Let's also round corners a bit. The distance between child elements will be 4 units. And background color will be indigo with a shade of 50. Alright, that is looking good. But actually let's remove that text gray 500 class that applies color to the duration. I prefer to keep it the same as the color of the lesson name. Now let's increase the spacing between heading lessons as well as list of lessons. And for that, let's make this wrapper flexible container where elements will flow vertically, and the vertical distance between child elements will be 4 units, for example. So as you can see, the spacing between lessons, heading, and the list of lessons has been increased. And now let's see how it is going to look when we're gonna have more than one list item on this page. So let's duplicate the markup of this first list item, paste it a couple more times, and as you can see, there is actually no space between those list items. And to add that space, let's make this UL element flexible container with elements flowing vertically, and the spacing between those elements will be 1 unit. That will be enough. It looks good. And by the way, when we're gonna hover over on inactive list items, we need the background color to be changed on gray, as well as text color to be changed on gray, but with a darker shade. So I'm going to replace a couple of classes on inactive links. So in here, I'm going to use text gray with a shade of 600. And when hovering over this link, the background color will be gray with a shade of 100. And then I'm going to copy over all these classes that are applied to this link and use exact same classes on the last link right here. And as you can see, when hovering over those links, the background color changes on gray. Now, before getting to work on the right side of this page, let's just change the content of those list items. I'll just replace lesson names and durations. And after that, we are ready to switch over to working on the right side of this page. So right here, the first element we're about to add will be this video player. This will be an iframe, and the code for this iframe we can copy over from any YouTube video. I'm going to paste this embed code right here, next to the block with a list of lessons. Of course, we're gonna have to stretch this video all the way to the end of the parent container. So let's just make this wrapper to cover 2/3 of the width of the parent element. And remember that the parent element is a grid. So the first element in this parent container, which is a block with list of lessons, takes up 1/3 of the width. And the second block will take up 2/3. And the distance between those blocks will be 8 units. And as you can see, the distance was increased, but the video is not stretching to the end of its parent element. So to fix it, let's apply W full class to this A-frame element that is going to make this video stretch to the end of this parent element. Then I will also apply aspect video class and round corners a little bit. And by the way, this aspect video class is going to apply the following CSS property. So the ratio between width and height of an A-frame will be 16:9. And we are getting desired result. It's time to add description of this lesson right below this video. So let's create markup first. I'm gonna use article element, where I'll put header with a heading of third level, as well as paragraph to contain description. And then let's just paste arbitrary text inside the heading element, as well as description. And instead of actually adding classes to individual elements inside this article element, let's assume that this markup will be dynamic and it can come from any storage, for example, database. And in this case, we're not going to be able to apply classes directly to those elements. So what I prefer to do instead in this case will be using typography Tailwind CSS plugin that allows us to quickly apply markup to some text that uses different tags. And the way it works is basically this. We only have to apply class called prose on the parent element, which for example stores markup of an article or a blog post. And this way, all the different elements, including headings as well as paragraph and links, will be styled properly, so we don't have to worry applying classes to individual elements. And to use this plugin, we of course have to install it first by using npm, but just because we're using Tailwind CSS as a plain CDN in this project, meaning that we have included it by simply adding the following script. And to add plugins, we can just mention plugin names that we'd like to include in this plugins param. We're already using one plugin called forms, so let's just add another one called typography. And this is all what we have to do in order to use this plugin. Alright, let's firstly take a look at the description. As you can see, it is completely unstyled. And now let's see what is going to happen once I'm going to apply a class called prose that is provided by that plugin we have just included. And right away we're seeing how individual elements such as headings as well as paragraphs have been styled to have a proper look for an article. But if you're not satisfied with some of these styles applied to individual elements, you can always override those styles of individual elements. For example, in this case, I would like to reset margins of the H3 elements, and to do it, I'm basically using the following class that starts with prefix prose, followed by the element that I would like to override the styles for, and then colon, followed by the class that I would like to assign to those elements. And by applying these two classes, I'm basically assigning margin 0 to all H3 elements and margin top 2 to all P elements within this element. It worked because the space in between video and the heading element disappeared. So I'm going to apply it in a different way. Let's make this container flexible, where elements will flow vertically, and the distance between child elements, which in this case those child elements are block with video, and the article itself, the distance between those elements will be 8 units. And finally, if you will look closely, you will notice that the width of the article is not stretching all the way because the right side of this element is not aligned with the video. And to fix it, we can basically reset maximum width of this element by applying max wnon class, like this. So now this article is going to cover all available widths. And that's about it. The third page is also ready. Link to the source code will be in the video description.